What's up, guys? What's up? There's some technical issues, so apologies. And we're still having technical issues by the looks of things. Get this rocking here. Okay, there we go. How are we doing? Hope everyone's well. This isn't going to be a massively long live stream. Let's say again, for anyone that has gone and watched the Keep It Simple series, smashing it out the park with the setups. Up the good work. Couple settings on. Yeah, apologies for the long intro, guys. What's going on, Nick? You well? Put the subscriber only chat on. Cool, there we go. Right, so now we're rocking. Now we are rocking. So let's just go from where we were yesterday. So yesterday we were explaining to you guys that we ran this low, had a space here and price tapped in, and then we were looking for it to run up into the target highs that we have. We can now extend this target down because we've got this low, sorry, this high as well. So we can bring that to here. We also have potential if price decides to pull back down, because remember, just because we want price to go from X to Y doesn't mean that you're going to get that move. Doesn't mean that, you could just get a partial and then a pullback, or you could just get price going completely opposite direction. If we're lucky enough to see price move in that direction, then we can begin to interpret other points that we can enter using the same principles. So one of the points here is right there, and then one of them is here. Now, these 2 points both have their own validity to them. One of them, which is this one right here, is the most recent Asia low, and this one is the longest standing structural low that created the range that we sit within currently. So they're both valid in their own way. Now, if we do pull back into here, we will treat it exactly the same way as we have before, which we will anticipate areas within here to begin targeting those highs. This will also become a target if it drops down below this point. So we'll have a new target, and we have 2 areas where we can look to interpret price going higher. Oh, it's actually an old Asia low as well, so they're both Asia lows and both 4-hour structural points. So we see price pulling back into here and taking out some of those lows. We can look in the same relevance as this. So gold scorching to the upside. We called this yesterday and we said new all-time high. It's gonna happen. We created a short-term high. We had a solid closeout, and then price has expanded beautifully for its all-time high. So honestly, really couldn't complain there for any aspect of that move. It's a solid move to the upside. Apart from expecting higher pricing, there's not a huge amount we can do to anticipate anything on that. Just don't start anticipating sells. Okay? Solid upwards moving market, don't anticipate sells. This is the 4-hour on Euro. The high we have is right here. Wiggly. Right there. And we don't really have much else on the 4-hour time frame. On the hourly, we have one high that was taken out, and then it's this high again. So until we get up into those areas or we take out our target lows, there's nothing for us to do right now. If you want to reference off of lower time frames, you can. But like I said, lower time frames, lower probability. It's the basis of the way the market moves. Now, the same principle here on the GU chart. I can adjust this. Okay, we have this high. Pricing itself is coming up towards that area. So if we get a tap in, that will look to trade out to the low. I hate when it goes like that. But that's what we're going to look for if it wants to do that move for us. If it doesn't, then we just let it run, right? Targets here. And the hourly, so the same point there, we have a target. Yeah, that's the main target for us, is that low. We can look at this low here because it sits just below the Asia low. So there may be something along the lines of this where price runs in and then it might go higher. We're not going to look to trade from this higher point. We're going to look to trade from, so we're not going to look to trade from the lower point. We're going to look to trade from the higher point. So we will see what it wants to do. Right now, swept out this previous high, a big impulsive move, and then we've been slowly plonking our way back down. Nothing too crazy there. 100 we've already covered. U-Chef, it's just consistently gone higher. We took out this 4-hour low yesterday. Said that we were looking to buy from here. Price didn't come back into that area, so it's unfortunate. But it did make the move that we were looking at, which is low being ran, base being opened, then a continuation up to the most recent high or our target point. So the move happened. In this case, it just didn't re-enter the area we wanted to buy or sell from. UJ as well, we said about this one. Came and we took out all of the targets here. We have some new targets, so we can reassess those. So remember, guys, if you want to go back and look at the setups before they actually play out, just check out yesterday's live stream. What I've said before, you know, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can go and look yourself. It's all there. Apart from those two lows, there wasn't hourly point. Didn't even take out any hourly points. So still potential to run back down into here. We've got an alert set. We'll see. This is GJ. He said before that the daily is counter the rest of the other time frames, which makes it kind of conflicting. But until we actually get a move that tells us the daily time frame is aligning, we're just going to keep following what the bias is. Now, it doesn't mean we're necessarily going to buy or sell it. We're just going to let it do its thing. We're not seeing a solid alignment, though. We want to make sure we've got that. AU, we can take. On. Down to here. No other 4-hour highs in there. We have a plethora of lows. The hourly there as well. Got a couple of hourlies, a couple of 4-hour. Excuse me. We come up and take this high out. We can look to follow that down. We've got an alert. Let it do its thing. U-Chef, we called this one believe, I can't actually remember when we called this, but we explained to you guys the principle that we wanted to see, which was the hourly lows taken out. This was the area we wanted price to give us an entry. In here, you'll see after that sweep, the entry was there. It didn't give it to us. It didn't give it to us, which is unfortunate. But it's now pushing up through into those targets that we called. And again, this isn't a movement that's happening on the 1 minute time frame, so you're getting a little movement. This is like a vast, expansive move happening on the larger time frames. Okay, we're still looking for these targets to be hit. Move this up to here. Okay. Move this out of the way. What we have on the 4 hour. 1 hour, we have the Asia low here with a load of lows in there. Apart from that, we're way down in that area, so we'll put an alert here. Then we also had an entry actually given on Euro. An entry given on this. On the 15 minute. Honestly, not the best for the way it's reacting. But like I've said before, just because something does, it messes around a little bit, the parameters still stay the same. The daily time frame, we're bullish. The 4 hour time frame, we've taken out lows. Excuse me. The 1 hour time frame, we shifted bullish. The 15 minute, we shifted bullish, we had an entry. So we'll leave it. Worst case scenario, it comes down and takes us out. Literally the worst case, right? If you're calculating your risk consistently, it doesn't matter what happens. So let it do its thing. We also had this low, which is the Asia low. We took that out and we left a 15-minute gap. So if you came to this as a fresh chart, you would be looking towards this area to go long anyway. Whether you'd actually look to put your entry there or not, it's a different story. But and that was a 4 hour low as well. So yeah, it's the same validity. Has the same validity as a normal setup. But like I say, if this just goes, takes us out and we take -1R, it's not the end of the world. That's part of the statistical way that you trade. Anyone that's affected by one loss has no confidence in their system. And we just got to let it do its thing. And like I said before, people will say, oh, it's going up and making this order block here, and then it's broken down. Now it's tapping into this, and it's doing da da da. That's different. That's a different thing. That's a different ball game. We're not dealing with that. We're keeping things simple. Simple. What's going on, Zephyr? I'm well, thanks, man. Took my son shooting last night. He's actually insanely good. For an 11-year-old kid, he is actually insanely good. I was showing, because he pretty much just had to go in like the kiddie range. Like he couldn't go on like big range. Just like health and safety reasons and stuff. And started him off with like like the little metal plinker targets when you hit them, they go bing, so you've hit him. He cleared a Texan star in like 35 seconds or something stupid. He's just like, I was like, okay, calm down. I know you play Xbox, but Jesus. So yeah, that was pretty wild because I thought it was going to take a while, to get him to be consistent with that shot. But Apparently not. So we just took out this low. This is GJ, by the way. 13 minutes left on that one. Yeah, the scary thing was he has literally only ever shouldered that rifle when we're at home and I'm cleaning it or something, and he's like, "Oh, can I hold it?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he's literally he's never had any range experience ever. And then a Texan star is one of those stars where it's got the little metal plates on the end, and when you shoot it, it makes it spin because the weight goes off. So he's shooting moving targets. It's not like they're solid targets. I was like, okay, kind of scary. At least I know if there was ever any crazy world event that you'd be able to hunt if you needed to. Not that I ever think that would be something that needs to happen, but at least you know, you know. So a couple of setups from our Discord members this morning. Really good setups. Jones, Hirochi. Okay. Yeah, hi there. For anyone that wondered how I just worked out if that was a high or not so quickly without zooming in, is if you have your coordinates on up here, it gives you an exact coordinate. So if I hover over a candle, it tells you the open, it tells you the high, it tells you the low, and it tells you the close. So you hover over that, you can see the high is at 798, the low is at 245. The open and close, unless you're measuring that, it's kind of irrelevant. But here, all I did was looked at the high, and you can see 247, 249, 246. So 249 is the highest point, which is the middle candle. Also, a really common one that a lot of people ask me, especially when they start being mentored by me, is how do you do that? Highlight lots of things. That's just hold control and then click and drag. That is. And if you want to straighten up these arrows, you just hold shift and it puts it onto an axis lock. It's super simple, it's crazy. Okay, so we're just going to put some alerts on this. I really think there's much value there, to be honest. Asia high, so and the highs up here. So until we get a shift up into those highs, do this thing. Euro CAD, Euro A. We looked at Euro A yesterday, did we not? Did we look at Euro A yesterday? Gap right there. Oh yeah, no, we did actually have this. We had that area, didn't we? Why is that so damn large? Why is that such a big space, or is that not even anything? Oh, it's the 4 hour? Why have I highlighted the 4 hour? That makes no sense. We were looking at something. Either way, 4 hour, tap in, run to a new high. Okay. Okay. Let's clear this off. It doesn't serve any purpose for us, you know. So 4 hour high where we sit right now, we have a high here, high here, high, and then a high. I mean, so we actually can't highlight that because that's not valid until this is formed, and we still got like 2.5 hours left on that. We can look at this actually. I just re-highlighted the same thing. It's the Asia high on the 1 hour, so if that gets taken, there could be relevance for a lower move. But like I said before, if you're trading from here, then you want to trade down into here. Like, what is that? Like, chances are it's going to come back higher, right? If it's actually going to pull back. So, technically bullish here. We have potential to form a bearish gap. Based off of that principle, you can start to interpret prices going lower, but this could easily, for the rest of this day, come up, close that gap, and you'd remain bullish. Remember what I said before, like, even if you're counter moving this principle, so you mark this as a valid point to look for an entry, we come down to the 15-minute after it's swept. Okay, the area you'd enter at would be here. Your stop would go there. You'd be seeing a partial move from that right now. But it's about applying that validity to it rather than trading it counter, because we weren't technically sorry, we are technically bullish, but this isn't a valid point here. What I was saying yesterday when we had that, like, it's a low, but it's part of this downwards move. You want to be looking at points in the counter direction. So, for example, you could look here, but if we get down to this low, so if we get down to here, I would almost guarantee that the daily gap will stay open. Your bias will change. Now, if I'm not mistaken, no gap there. Andre in the Discord took a couple of crazy setups yesterday. He set a GJ on the hourly here. He set a limit order here, tagged him in and took off. And then I think he just set another limit order here and he's just been tagged in again. So Andre doing some crazy setups. And it's using all of the principles taught in the Keep It Simple series. It might not be the Keep It Simple entry criteria that we show you, but like I said before, use the principles, use the elements, use the principle of a whole as the concept, and then adjust it for what works best for you. You don't have to follow what I show you to a T. If you want to, you can, that's fine. But tweak it. Tweak it, make it work for you. Okay, so target's down here. Flick through the JPY pairs, shall we? Jeff. Oh yeah, this gave a setup yesterday here. That 4 hour high got taken out. Look at the setup here. Give the high and then it's coming back down. That setup there was an example of if you put your entry where your stop was, but you would end up not getting tapped into 90% of trades if you done. But yeah, that was a mean one yesterday. Mean one. Bullish on this, right? There's a bearish gap there, but I would be interested to see if every broker has that. Okay, let's go. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Okay, let's have a look at these. Okay, it's there. Not there. See, this is what I'm saying. When you're looking at the data shifts, some of them have them, some of them don't. So you've got to be careful what you take into consideration. Just allow a little bit more of a larger space. So we're bullish on euro. And I've got a funny feeling if we rewind this back here, looking at that, not really ideal, but it is the last major low, the last highs here. This would be the low we prefer to see. Do we take that low? We do take that low, so that's some bullshit right there. Be on a 15. There's a gap here. It is absolutely tiny. Again, same principle. If you want to ignore that and say, I imagine most of the brokers wouldn't have that gap, that's fine. Run your order higher, but then that's going to reduce your RR. So let's see if it gives a tag into that. Our bias, when we were looking at this, would have technically been wrong because we were going off of a smaller time frame space. It doesn't tag in. So if you'd have gone for that higher one, it would have technically tagged you in, but your stop would be 20 million pips. It would be like this. And then you'd start to aim for these highs. Which is not, you're not trading that. It's not even bat an eyelid at that. You're not trading that. Okay, so AJ bullish, right? We're bearish on that. Bullish, bearish, back to bullish by the looks of things. What? Literally on this chart. Oh, is it because I tapped it? All right, okay. I see, I see. Yeah, well, on the daily. Yeah, we had the gap, but that gap actually stays there, I believe. I think we're going bullish across all the JPYs. To be honest, it looks like it's a uniform move that's happening. Over here, we gave some examples why we had the bullish bias of some setups here. Swept it, entry doesn't trigger, goes up to the high. Here, entry, swept it, entry, triggers, goes up to the high. Here, swept it, entry, swept out, then goes up to the high. Like that's a kick in the coochie. I don't know if maybe there was news here or something. Possibly, it doesn't really matter. We're showing an example basis, not an excuse basis. But yeah, even one there, that's 4R. Take an L, that's 3R. Using like minimal basis for analysis there. Yeah, it's the same chart. Sure. It's another one of those reasonably slow London sessions. Which is fine. So remember guys, if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If you're not already liking this stream, give us a little thumbs up if you are liking it. Remember guys, if you want to join the shortlist for the automatic trading bot, then you can do that by joining the Discord and finding the link to the automatic trading bot shortlist, and you can join that and you'll be guaranteed a discount at launch, and you might even have a chance to get it for free, or you'll be in with a chance to actually get the bot for free. Okay, let's that literally tapped in and took off, didn't it? Yep. So remember oil, we said that the bias changed when we created this gap. We took out a 4-hour high right here, pulled back, took out the high, then we went bearish and we created this space. Price has gone back in, gone low, gone back in, and it's going low again. So start to look for this as the target here, which is actually reasonably low. We have short-term targets as well, or a short-term target, sorry, which is below here at 69487. Wait and see what AU does. Yeah, let's check up on Euro N. Okay, so this is actually tapping back into this gap now. So we know at this point, if we do not push bullish from this area and we come below this low, probability tells us that we are going to end up getting stopped out. Probability. But again, there's no definite or 100% in probability. I mean, there is a 100% probability, but there is no guarantee, just because this area doesn't give us a bullish push, that we're not going to be able to sustain the position. We've had trades come all the way down, like skim the stop and then run. You know, you've had trades come down, tap the stop and then run. You've had trades come sit and draw down for a day and then run. So we're just going to wait and see what happens. We're in this position, criteria was met. Until we invalidate or we validate, we're in. Unless there's some high impact news coming this afternoon, which is going to tell us to get out, then no. And we've got US building permits, so that's not going to do anything for us. So we're looking for an expansive move through here. We've got our alert set if it does come. If it doesn't, then we take a loss on that trade. Learn to lose. That's a good way to look at it. If you can learn to lose, then you can accept the principle and the key mathematic core of probability. You're right. That's some choppy. That's some chop right there. Chop. Let's see what we get. So how's everyone doing anyway? Is everyone well? What's everyone got planned for the weekend? It's Friday today. Taking my son on his first ever swimming. Well, I was going to say swimming lesson. The worst. What am I talking about? I'm taking my son swimming for the first time. There we go. We got there in the end. So that should be an interesting one. He loves the water, so it should be interesting. it in, so that's not really any help to us. Move this up. Remember, guys, if you think there is people that may enjoy the stream that you know, then share it. Give us a little like, a little comment. We appreciate it. Remember, that's completely free. It costs nothing. We're not asking for contributions or donations. We're just asking for you to share the content that you enjoy consuming. Like I said before, these streams aren't monetized. I don't know if YouTube puts ads in them, but they're not monetized. You know, we're not making money from you guys looking at what we're doing. The only people that gain value from this are you and other new viewers that find us. So we're on to 1 hour into the stream right now. In it, go in. Okay, still playing around here. Crazy. Just waiting for this to go off really. So we're going to be wrapping this stream up soon, guys. So if anyone has any questions, any requests, any pairs you want me to look at, then now is the time to do it. Chat's been pretty quiet today, though. I've not been seeing you guys been pretty quiet today. Normally my chat's going ping, 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 my ear constantly. Today, that's fine. You guys don't have to talk. It's not an obligation. Pretty low right now. See, so we have an hour and 30 minutes until we have the building permits. Now, I reckon the building permits are going to push price up into these areas that we're looking for them to come and mitigate. Now, the same goes for Euro. We're looking for it to come up and mitigate these highs. EU, we're coming up and we're looking for it to mitigate those highs. So I believe we're going to see that move happen during the Red Folder News event. So we shall see. I may be completely wrong, but that's what I think that we're going to see. Remember, guys, if you are enjoying the stream in any way, shape, or form, or even if you're just here, drop us a like. It really does help other people find us. It boosts us up in the algorithm, puts us out to a wider audience. And you were once one of those members that didn't know about the channel. Now you're here watching. So I appreciate all the love and we appreciate the support. Euro N, this is blasting through here by the looks of things. Maybe not blasting through, but this, realistically, the way this is moving right now, that is telling me that it's probably going to come and take this low, and we're going to end up getting stopped on this. But are we going to remove our position based off of that hypothesis? No, because that's not how mechanical trading works. That's how FOMO and emotional trading works. So I am going to post another video about the Keep It Simple series, but it's going to be a different variation. It's going to be the same principle, you know, same logic, same everything, but it's going to be focused in on more of a smaller time frame. We're going to show you the same principle across different time frames. That's going to be the key, and just to show how flexible it can be, and it can be used across, you know, any preference, whatever your preferences are, it can be used. Ultimately, it's just a very usable system. Okay, guys, so all of the links and information that you could ever need are in the description down below. Don't forget to check out our partners, NestHub Investment. If you'd like a brochure based off of what you see on their website, I will happily send it to you. Just message me on Discord or email me. It's completely up to you. Apart from that, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's stream. If you have been taking notes and you've been looking at what we're actually looking at, you will have a couple of setups in mind for the rest of this day. Of course, if you haven't, then you probably won't. But you can catch up with all the ideas in the Discord. You can find the link down below. I appreciate all the love, guys, and I will see you all in Sunday's stream, where we're going to do our weekly outlook. Peace and love, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Don't forget to detox, unwind, and spend some time with family. And I will see you all next week. Peace and love.